Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Cancellable Podcast. My name is Bardia. I'm here with Kurosh.
Hey guys.
And we have a special guest for today. Natalie's back. Welcome back.
Hello.
Don't clap for yourself.
Oh.
I think I wanna, like, yay, me.
Finally, I can listen to an episode.
Something in my line of interest.
Oh my god, that's so mean. Okay.
Is it true though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
it's not.
gotcha. He started crying. Anyway.
What's the topic for today?
So actually, you very much know that you're gonna be the sensitive talk today because basically,
Oh, guys, Faisal's not here today.
In case you
just-
didn't
again,
notice.
it's not like we ignore the guy. He's just like sitting. He's like, so I guess my intro is gonna come. No, not yet. No, not yet. But yeah, Faisal's not here with us today. He's alive. Don't worry. And
You have to say that every
No,
time.
because-
Why does he sound guilty?
No one accused of us killing him.
by the way, I really hope nothing happens to him because like the past two
Imagine.
episodes, I'm like, he's alive. He's fine. Like.
Yeah.
He is. No, but anyway, because Kurosh, like as the audience know, and you very much know, is that Kurosh and I, one thing for sure is that we're so absent from the whole social media. Like we're not present at all in that sense. Like we don't keep up with stuff, and but you are.
I do.
Very much. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, it's like this.
I know.
thing.
I feel like I know everything about
Yeah.
everything.
So one of the perfect things I like, because him and I are so out of it, and you're not.
You good?
Yeah.
Felt like you're vomit on the
No,
mic.
don't worry.
There you go.
That will have no preparation. I'm like, so yeah, like, I don't know. So but you can like talk about like some of the trends and that are ongoing, and I know you were looking into. I mean, we got here together, so I know you were looking into some celebrities stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Wait, what do you use mostly? TikTok?
Both like TikTok, Instagram mostly, but TikTok, I'm only on it when I follow certain people that I like. Like I don't just scroll. Yeah, sure.
But like not like YouTube Shorts and shit, right?
No, I'm not into
Why?
that stuff at all. I don't know. I just don't see the appeal.
YouTube shorts
YouTube
are the
Shorts is
best.
the best one.
Yeah, but I prefer watching a whole YouTube video over a short.
Okay.
And also, like,
Hear that, listeners? We prefer to watch us on the full episode, not the shorts.
no, like on YouTube and TikTok, like
Yeah.
TikTok, I used to scroll for like hours. Like I used to spend like, I could spend like a full 3 hours and not even notice that I was on TikTok. That's how long I
Can I
would
say
spend on
what
it.
you did on
What?
the? She watched a full movie in 52 parts on TikTok.
Literally.
What was the movie, by the way? I never asked.
I don't even remember. It's just like, it's more of like a spiral. Like you'll see one part and then you'll be like, oh, I'm really interested in this. You go
But
back
is
to
it
the
like
first
edited
part.
to like the interesting parts, or is it the actual
No,
like
no, so,
start to
like-
finish?
It's start to finish.
Wow.
So like you'll see a part like come up on your For You page and then
I don't know.
I'll
I'm
be like-
familiar with how it works.
No,
but-
and I'll be like, I love this, so I'm gonna go back and find the first part. So you'll scroll through, find the first part, and then keep scrolling until you finish the whole movie. Oh, it was the one. It was the movie. It was the movie about the you know the real story of the father who locked his teenage daughter in the basement
Which one?
and ended up having
There's-
kids with her,
there's
and then
so
she
many.
escaped.
Yeah, it escaped
The
a
girl
couple
in
of
the
years
basement,
ago,
something
right?
like that. Yeah, it was that movie. I watched the whole thing.
What the
Well,
fuck?
there's a couple of real stories of that.
It's a real one. John Fitzpatrick, I think his name is.
Wow.
I could be wrong. I could be naming.
Was he
someone
the one that
totally
was
Fuck. Honey, I swear.
No, but
Check the
his name-
basement. There's no one there.
We don't even have a daughter.
That you know.
Yeah,
No, there was
so-
an actual story. I think if I remember it correctly, the guy somehow got a couple of girls in his basement, got them pregnant, raised the kids, and also started having sex with the kids too.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know if that's
No,
the
this
same
wasn't
one.
a movie. This was.
Oh,
there
okay.
was-
Yeah, I mean that's some weird stuff that happens.
yeah. Anyways,
Anyway,
so
so yeah, so there's like loads of different trends on TikTok. Like one of them being like the one that I said to you the other day, where I was like, well, basically my sister sent it to me, and she said there's this trend going around on TikTok where you ask your male friends or like your boyfriend or husband or whatever, how often do you think about the Roman Empire?
right.
And when I asked, but I was expecting like never or like, I don't know, that's so random or any sort of normal reaction apart from, oh, like 2 to 3 times like a month or something like that. And I'm like, what?
I mean, once a week seems pretty normal.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's what I
God.
do. Like,
No?
Why do you think about this stuff? Like, I understand why Bardia would think about that because he plays Assassin's Creed
so does he.
Valhalla.
He's
He's the
Odyssey,
reason.
right?
He is the reason I play
But
this
is that
shit.
the reason you think about the Roman
No.
Empire?
It's just
I think
Oh my
about it
God.
more often because of the game, but in general, you have to think about the British Empire and the Roman Empire, one of the most influential like dynasties that had such a big impact on the world.
But why, like, here's what I don't get. Why do all men have the same subject in common that they think about? That's so odd to me. Like, women, I don't think, basically, I feel like if there was a trend for women, I don't think all of us would have.
How often do you
the
think
same
about
answer.
Sephora?
That's what I'm saying, though. I could say, like, once a week, but if you ask other women, not
Still
all
on-
women, no, not all women would have the same answer. This is what's
It's
weird
not
to
gonna
me
be
about
once
this.
a week, but it's still gonna be a couple of times a month for everyone. Correct?
Maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah, but-
and also Sephora, Roman Empire. Which one has more shit to think about? You know?
Unfortunately, I feel like there is the differentiation here because Sephora is makeup
brand,
products. No, not because, but otherwise
No,
it
it's
would be
not a
like,
brand,
what do you,
but
how
yeah,
often do you
whatever.
think of Under Armour? But like for us, is like
Not that often. Yeah.
no, I'm saying
That's
no,
what I'm
No,
saying.
like way less
Like-
than Sephora.
but it's makeup product, and the women use makeup every day. I
Oh.
think.
Yeah, and we tell stories
Yeah.
and shit every day.
Yeah, but the Roman Empire was just a timeline
period
of
of
history.
time. Like, this is what I don't
A
get.
very important period of time.
Okay,
but,
I get it, but I just
I
don't
mean,
get the.
for me, it comes up a lot about fucking boys.
Sorry.
Exactly. See, like when I need a fact to like shock someone, that's my go-to one. That for older men, when they used to mentor younger, like 14, 15-year-old guys, they would teach them fighting, they would teach them everything. And as a side thing, they would fuck them to turn them into a man, basically.
How is that turning them into a man?
Ask them, I don't know. But see, that's like one of the go-to facts that comes up about once a week in different conversations, you know?
Now I'm worried about your conversation, bro. It's not looking out good for you.
I
No,
just
I'm
don't
not saying
I'm just saying.
I don't use it as
Dig
justification.
it out. Dig it out. Dig yourself out. Like,
I think I watched like 25 different videos about this like Roman Empire thing, and I was just shocked every time that someone had.
I mean, there's a lot of
Same, man.
fascinating stories about leadership,
I
military.
get the reasoning,
yeah.
like I understand, like because I've heard the reasoning, but I just don't get.
In general, thinking about beheading, it's fun.
There's so many cool things about life. Why do you?
bro, I have such a crazy fact for you actually about beheading.
Right.
So there was the executioner for the Pope, right? He
Execution. Okay, for the Pope. Okay.
for the Pope, right? So this is in the late 1800s or early, like late 1700s to 1800s, I think this is the time. But like it was that long ago, okay?
Okay.
The guy became the executioner for the Pope when he was 17 years old. Something Bugatti. His last name is actually Bugatti, okay?
Okay.
And the guy got retired by the Pope when he was 85 years old.
What the? So how many people did he behead?
And he died when he was 89. I don't know why my voice changed. He died when he was 89. He killed 572 people. I did the math. It was like 7-8 people per year
That's not bad. For those times?
for those time, but like for the Pope only. They weren't like staking witches at the like burning witches or anything. They were executing people, and it was insane. Think about, don't do that when he's looking at me. Like basically this news thing we used has that sweet thing, and he's addicted to it. So at the end he's like like at the end of it, and he was doing it while he was
What's
staring at
going
me. I was
on?
like,
Okay.
Anyways, continue. So 7 people a year for
so
the
it's
Pope.
7-8 people a year. So let's say 17 minus that. That's like 65. 65 times, let's say 8. That's
I don't know what's happening right now.
Me too.
What's happening?
that's 520 people. That's 500 around 520 people. Let's say he killed during his lifetime. He lived to be. He got retired by the Pope. Not that he retired. He got retired by the Pope when he was 85.
Probably couldn't swing the axe anymore. Or
Yeah, but think about it. Those
Yeah.
times people didn't live that long. So the secret to the long life, you gotta kill people.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So uncomfortable.
But anyways, execution is one of the things. But
8 people a year is pretty good though. For those times, you go to war, you kill like 15 if you don't die.
yeah, war, but they were just executing people. And
Yeah, but back then Pope had a lot of power, so I imagine there was a lot of enemies. to
when
it.
did Vatican become a city?
I don't fucking know.
See, this conversation come up. It's all about Romans.
Whatever. I can't be a part of this podcast if we're going to talk about Roman stuff.
Sorry, okay. Like,
Yeah,
Is there
so.
any type of violence that interests you?
No.
Nothing.
Why would it?
I was seeing a video, 2 girls fight, or like no type of nothing.
Why would it? I don't get it. Like, what's the entertainment behind it?
It's just fun to watch who wins.
we're not. Apparently, we're not normal.
No, this is guys watch this all the time.
No, apparently, even in terms of like in general sense, because like for example, I would.
You're whispering right
My
now.
brother-in-law,
Yeah.
okay, started the series Vikings.
Yeah.
I asked him like when every time we went to their house, I asked him what episode he's on because I know season 2, episode 8 is when the Blood Eagle is done,
Right.
and I'm excited to watch it with him, and I'm gonna see his
Yeah,
reaction.
that one is different. That one,
Okay.
very few people get excited about it.
Yeah, so
Why do you get question? Because very concerning. Why do you get excited about this stuff?
It's insane. Like it's
yeah,
so.
but why is that exciting? Exciting is a positive emotion.
Well, but yeah, because you're like, holy shit, that's brutal. But like, it's crazy how they're doing it, and like, if the
but-
guy doesn't scream, he ends up in heaven. Like the concept is like twisted. And
Yeah, but like, why do you get excited about violence? That's weird. That's concerning.
It's
I'm
necessary.
scared.
Violence,
Don't
violence is
be, excuse
necessary.
me. First of all, it's not like the first day of our marriage. like,
Yeah, but do you like violence?
no, not.
Hey, as your lawyer, don't answer the question. Wait, let me ask you this.
But you don't do violence yourself.
But it's not like I come home from work with like bloody knuckles and I'm like, oh, work was tough today. Like it's not like
That's
no.
what I mean. It's like, would you like to do it yourself?
No,
Sometimes.
but I mean, yes, if it was legally okay, 100%. But no, obviously,
So the law is what's stopping you?
that's
Yeah.
one of the main reasons there's a movie franchise called The Purge, because when the law gets removed, everyone actually goes to their natural animal instincts of
You've never had the feeling that, oh my God, I want to just strangle this person?
If someone makes me really angry, but I just start crying.
Okay.
See, that's for me.
Wait, let me ask you this. I mean, this is a very common thing based on like Netflix stats
Yeah.
that most like serial killer documentaries and like docuseries are watched by women. Does that apply to you? Are you interested in those?
You used to.
I used to like it a lot, but it freaks me out.
Okay,
more
when
than
you
anything.
used to like it, do you remember like what feeling would you get for, like what
Curiosity. Just
of
curiosity.
like how violent men can? Because let's be real, most of them.
curiosity. No, it wasn't about.
Oh, how they did it? Because now I'm concerned.
No, never. But I was more curious about like what.
Drove the person to that.
No, I mean kind of, but it was more like what ended up happening. Like what happened to these poor people. Like I feel so bad. Like what happened to their families. Like normal human stuff.
Interesting.
For me,
Okay,
it's
so my
more-
plan didn't
No, but
pan
I
out.
think-
Because our answer is like, what was the trigger, and what was the
How
what-
did he get caught?
what trauma? So exactly, what was his method?
think
What was the
most-
trophy?
I think most people did that. Like think that way. I just personally, for me, it freaks me out. Like I can't.
Yeah, there's a yin and yang here. I'm the
No,
dark side.
I was just wondering because I've heard like on podcasts like other women talk about like what attracts them to that. Seems to be for some women, obviously, it's like a DNA thing that a person that's like it's the same as like when what was it called, prison pals or something, when
Pen pals
when girls contact guys that are already in
prison?
prison and start
Yeah.
relationships
Yeah.
with them is the fact that they know that person can take a life gives them that sense that maybe if I was in with that person as a subconscious thing, they could protect me.
Yeah,
So
I mean
Yeah.
that is in the DNA because
also, I'm not saying that people who do the pen pal are like
we just,
the
like-
most.
Move on from the subject. It freaks me out so much. Like
no, okay.
it's crazy. But I do see like whatever. I just don't want to talk about this anymore. I can't.
Alright.
We're talking about celebrity stuff. I came prepared.
Celebrities kill sometimes.
Okay.
Charles Manson.
Let's just not.
All right. Okay.
But anyway,
what's
so
the trends you like?
Did you? So you didn't answer the question about what's the capital of Canada.
Okay, so before the
free.
camera started rolling, you asked
Yeah.
what's the. I said I don't know. My guess was wrong. I know it's not
So Barty has
Toronto or
been-
Quebec.
Wait, Barty has been thinking when I first asked him this question. It was like Monday.
Monday.
It was Monday when I asked you the question.
Today's
Barty had
Thursday.
just answered me today.
Okay. In general, I think I only know 3 cities in Canada. I know 2 of them for sure aren't, and the one I said, you guys said it's not the one. So I don't know. What is it?
It's Ottawa.
Okay. Why is this such a like?
No,
I feel like
for-
you guys
no,
are
no.
expecting a reaction out of me.
No,
Like,
no. It's just I'm weird because I need to know, but because I've had a conversation with someone who's from Canada before about this, and he told me the fact that I couldn't remember was bothering me. So I was like, no one tell me, and I just need to remember. So today I was like, what is this song? And it ended up being Pirates of the Caribbean song, and then.
Do you know what? You know what? Another. So when I had this conversation at work, someone asked me. Someone then said, "Oh, do you know like there's loads of different countries around the world where you actually think you know the capital and you don't? So like, what's?
I definitely know. I don't know any.
So what's? So for example, like no, but like stuff that's like you think is like, oh, of course, like it'll be this, and then you're like, wait, it's not. So like, what's the capital of Australia?
I have no idea.
Sydney,
Melbourne.
I imagine Sydney.
No,
Okay.
Canberra.
What the fuck is that?
Exactly. Someone you've never heard
But
of.
here's the
before.
thing.
Or like, what's the capital of Brazil?
It's not the one that we're thinking. It's not Rio. It's not Rio.
Okay.
It's somewhere else. That's what I know.
Somewhere that's like, do you know what it is?
No.
Brasilia.
Brazil.
Like it's just like what? Like I've never heard of this stuff.
I have accepted the fact that I'm bad with the like capitals in general, remembering stuff like birthdays or like I forget my own birthday sometimes.
Oh my god! Yeah, I tell him his birthday.
Yeah, so like
weird,
I have an issue with remembering. I don't know if I was dropped as a kid too many times or I got punched in the head too many times. Not as a kid, as a like volunteer, like boxing, like I don't even
Voluntary.
like in boxing
They gotta
training and stuff.
rewind your parents, like, I swear we didn't do it. I got hit in the head so many times.
My dad just wailing on my head like you stupid 2-year-old, stand up.
No, but geography I'm not great at. But like you have to.
There's a
think,
lot of things you're not great at.
We're not great at. Fuck you. Like just because you were claiming your false weaknesses, but. It is the fact that like okay, because we're very familiar with a specific region, we know a lot about it. Other places we don't. Maybe you don't, but like
Even
for
this
example,
region, I have no idea.
no, but like think about it. We live in Dubai, right?
Right.
Ask anyone what's the capital of United Arab Emirates.
They tell you where the fuck is United Arab Emirates.
Exactly. They don't know what it is. They just know Dubai. But even if they know UAE,
They say
they're
Dubai.
gonna say Dubai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people living here
Yeah.
Think it's Dubai.
think
I know,
it's Dubai.
ridiculous.
That's insane. Like living in a country and
Yeah.
not knowing that what's the capital. That's crazy.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so true. But anyway, that was one of the other things that like I got from TikTok. But mostly it was like stuff that I know about like what's happening in celebrity news and like all this stuff. Like there's some really crazy stuff that like, for example, we were talking about like I think everyone probably knows about this, but like Taylor Swift. Every time there's like a concert or like a tour that she has, it's like people like are hours waiting on their laptop just to purchase tickets, and they spend thousands and thousands
What
of
do they call them?
dollars.
Swifties or something?
Swifties, yeah.
Why?
Because she's basically someone that a lot of women and girls like grew up with, like in their teenage years. She had like
Was
loads
she
of
like
songs.
a Disney kid or no?
No. She just
wasn't?
had like loads of songs, like Love Story and all that stuff that people grew up like listening to. And it's just I don't know. They like her fan base are like scary. Like people are scared of her.
Oh yeah,
fan
they're
base.
like they dox people and shit.
They're
What?
like
You know what doxing is?
Dox?
It's like, let's say I'm a famous person, you come after me, you say some shit. My fans go figure out every information about you, including your phone number, where you live, who your parents are, and everything, and put that information online.
yeah.
And then there's another trend that's like, it's a shitty trend, but that goes on a lot with like online streamers. Is that let's say if you're an online streamer and I figure out where your address is, I call the police in your area and say that like either like you have a hostage or you have a bomb or something. The SWAT team runs in and they get the pleasure from seeing the SWAT team arrest you on live. Like
That happened to a streamer. I think.
Yeah.
it happens to a lot of
yeah.
people.
He was like playing games, and all of a sudden he was
bust
like, "This is
through
the third time, guys. I
Yeah,
swear I didn't
yeah.
do anything." And like you stand
I know,
on the
it's
ground,
so
like,
messed up.
Yeah.
So,
that is pretty fucked up.
yeah, her fan base are like scary.
It's
scary.
like her, Selena Gomez. I think she for a while.
She has like a squad, like this Taylor Swift squad. But her point is, like, people will spend thousands of dollars on these tickets and wait hours just to purchase the tickets. And sometimes people will get, like, they're in the stadiums that are like round, circular stadiums.
Like
There's
arenas.
obviously a stage, yeah, like the arenas, but like there's obviously the stage with like the backdrop or whatever. And people will purchase tickets behind that. Like, they can't even see the whole concert just to see like 30 seconds of her walking backstage. Can you believe? And people will like post that on TikTok and be like, guys, it's so worth it. Like, she waved at us one time.
Wait, why? I still don't get it.
I don't know.
'Cause
It's
they're a
just,
fan,
they're
I
a
guess.
fan, but they're like hardcore
I'm
fans.
trying to think if there's anyone alive or dead that I would ever do that for.
I feel like Michael Jackson had some heart. No, I'm not saying you would do that, but I'm saying people were like hardcore
Queen.
fans of like
Queen was
Michael
dope.
Jackson. Like, people would
No, but
cry
like
and
Biggie,
who would be
Tupac.
someone you do it for?
um
Doesn't necessarily have to be a
that
singer.
much?
Like anyone in history. Let's say you had a
probably
chance.
probably Queen. I'm really obsessed with Queen. Like, obsessed.
Would you do
Not
that
Lizzie, the artist.
For? Who?
Lizzie?
Queen Lizzie.
Lizzo? You mean the fat bitch?
Queen Elizabeth II.
Oh, I thought we were talking about artists.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, by the way, this literally is about the artist.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I just don't think I'd ever be that obsessed with someone.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone. Even like fucking emperors or anyone. I don't think I would do that for anyone. Would you?
To see a figure of history, for example.
Anyone. Anyone in
Anyone that
history.
you'd go that far for.
To hear them, not in
to
term-
like get pleasure from standing behind the stage, behind the
if they're talking.
sure talking, singing. I don't know.
No, but like
performing?
in the nowadays, like I know, like I'm gonna get the fucking online shit about it anyway.
Yeah, but like that's not the question. Like, people actually go and like sit in their seat behind, looking at the back of a stage with like all these wires. You're literally not looking at anything.
No, it's
Yeah.
about like who
would I go that far for?
Yes.
But I'm saying I wouldn't do it for an artist if I'm not getting any pleasure out of it. Or
I
even
guess
a
you can't
comedian.
understand it because those
I mean,
people
I'm-
that would do it would get
Yeah.
a certain pleasure even from behind the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So-
that's why I'm asking why. Because
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense. Because one, she's obviously a great artist because she has so many fans and everything. I don't know. I don't know her songs. I legit don't. I know the one songs that she has with Kendrick Lamar. That's it. But and Bad Blood, is that the same one with Kendrick Lamar?
Is that the one with Kendrick Lamar? I don't remember.
Just don't ask me. I'll listen
Kendrick
to country
Lamar is a
music.
dope one to go for, but like for example, I'm saying she's obvious, like evidently she's a great artist because there's no way you can have that many. But the concept is lost on me because like, how can you have these many diehard fans? I just can't differentiate her.
I
She's
think there's a
just-
couple of people I would do in history, not for the person, but just to see the vibe in the area.
Queen would be one of them.
No, not like
His
artists.
concert.
This is gonna sound very controversial, but just go with me. Okay, I'm not supporting it, but like being in the background of a Hitler speech, not to
with a
actually,
translator.
not even that, but like because you see videos of like how the energy in the crowd, how it is,
Yeah.
just to. I don't mean the. Okay, that was a bad
How
example.
about another one? Even as Iranians, which is historically known as Persians,
Yeah.
you want to know how it was for the 300 Spartans. Like, it had to be a moving kind of a speech and a movement of energy between
Yeah, like
them.
a pre-war speech. like-
pre-war thing. Yeah, I get that.
yeah, I think for that kind of shit,
Because
maybe.
you're about to die. You're going to die. You're going to give your life to legit die for whatever cause it is.
Yeah.
These leaders that they're going to sit at the fucking throne. But you're about to go in and do it for them.
I think that's the only situation I would do it.
By the
Just don't know how
when
we
you're doing
move.
this, the mic is picking up, so it's just showing that you. While we're saying you're gonna die, you're just like ta, ta, ta.
I just don't know how we moved from the subject that we were on back to like
See,
violence
This
again.
this is exactly why we need you or Faisal and everyone to be here because when Kurosh and I are talking, it's usually like
It's
yeah, but how would you
concerning.
I know
feel?
what you'd wait for in line:
What?
a bloody eagle.
Okay, I don't want to discuss this because I just learned about it last night, and I don't want to talk
You
about
know
it.
how many times they interrupted me saying enough? I'm like, no, but the lungs.
Okay, anyway, back to the topic. So there's basically some crazy stats that like on the last couple of days I've seen about Taylor Swift online,
Oh, like how much you made in LA and stuff.
as in like
From-
money wise.
Yeah.
No, I'm more. I mean, yeah, we can talk about that, of course.
Okay.
Like, you know how much she's contributed to the U.S. economy?
No.
So, do you know?
I just know on a podcast that we're talking about it. Apparently, from like 7 or 8 concerts, she made like something like $100 million or
Oh
something.
my god, that's nothing. Oh, maybe she made that.
All right.
She made that,
Okay.
maybe. But she contributed.
Let me get some my petty cash out and drop it.
She made $4.5 billion
Billion,
for each state, for depending on the state that she was in for the concerts that she had for her
That's
U.S. tour.
insane.
Wait. There's
I need
some.
to bring up my evidence.
Yeah, because if she's doing a country tour, that means that she's doing every state.
Not every state, probably. Some of the bigger states.
So if we're even hitting it in half, that's 25 states.
No,
I
the
think-
first
I think-
leg of her U.S. tour.
Yeah, so like it's not 4.6 billion per state. I
No.
think it's the collective of all
Total.
the states that she's gone to
Oh.
so far.
That's still insane, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
but
think about it. Like if you're a singer and like you're traveling, right? Like something on her level, like to put on that show, you're traveling with like 60 trucks that are carrying your stage, your sound equipment. So that's drivers, personnel, and everyone just for your crew to set up the stage for you everywhere you go, all that. Then you have all the people that are coming to the venue, they're taking taxis. You have all the security there. You have all the restaurants that benefit from that. Like a big concert like that affects the economy on a big scale, like for a local city. So it makes sense. If you have 50,000 people in a stadium, just counting the money the taxis are going to make, the food vendors going to make, all the jobs they're going to create, like all of that, it adds up.
So people.
You know, I'm so sorry. Can I say something? Someone say yes because I want to
Yes.
continue anyways. If she says that she's consciously doing this to contribute to the United States like economy, if she says it, and when she retires from creating music, there's a chance she can run for president and actually make it.
I think she's underage, no?
Mm-hmm. I
think you have to be over like
she's
40 to be.
29
When she
or 30.
retires.
Yeah.
I'm saying if she says she's consciously contributing to
I don't
the
think
US
she said
economy,
that, though.
She never said that.
I'm saying if she says
Okay, then it's a stupid argument. If she says this, then this might happen.
there are two things I'm telling you this. She says it and then she runs after she retires. Like
But
there's
she could win, yeah.
like if she has diehard fans that are already the CIA, like pretty much like, you know,
It's crazy, but apparently another thing was like
it's insane.
it is insane.
Yeah.
Sorry, we moved on from your point. too
No, it's
fast.
fine. Go on.
Okay, so basically, they said that on average, each person would spend $1,300 on tickets, hotels, food, and transportation
Yeah, I would never.
Per person.
Not for her. I would never.
per person.
J.
Honestly,
Cole,
I get,
Kendrick,
like,
mine.
She's a great artist. Like I would love to go see her and everything, but I would not pay. Like some people would pay this much just for a ticket.
I mean,
Like this is
I
just
ca- I
what
just
it's
can't
like. And
digest that.
there's someone who came on who basically was talking about how her tour created so much demand for jobs. Not just in the venues that she was doing her concert in, but out at a 5-mile radius. Sorry, I was trying to say like construct that sentence, but like
that's insane. Well, I mean, good
That's
for her.
crazy,
Good. I mean, that's
right?
great.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's doing great, but I don't get it. Like,
I mean, if it's someone that like you grew up with and like it was part of like, and I think like with us it's a little different, but like let's say if you're a girl and like there's a lot of emotional songs I imagine Taylor Swift has, and like you connect with those emotions and you become like a diehard fan, then it would make sense
it's see,
spending
people
at least
are-
some of that money.
people aren't just like like her music or like love her music or whatever. They're like proper loyal to her.
Like invested.
Like
in her
loyal
life.
as in like she's my best friend. Like I'm gonna have her back kind of loyal. Like psycho
Yo,
stuff.
don't call them out the print.
I don't think they watch our podcast, bro. Let's be real.
So
Imagine our viewership actually skyrockets because they're like,
So on that topic that you just said, like the sentence that you just said, so that what I just told you was like a background idea on how many people love this woman and like would
Right.
do everything to basically see her.
women.
Basically, women, women,
Bring that shit back.
That word has been ruined for me since your last visit here.
women. So she started dating someone. Okay, his name is Travis Kelsey, whatever. Basically, he's a 2-time Super Bowl winner.
Okay.
Nice.
He's a football player, okay? And everyone, so there's this other trend on TikTok that basically all these women are saying that he's now becoming famous because of her.
What team?
Right.
Huh? Kansas City
Okay.
Chiefs? Kansas City
Yeah,
Chiefs?
yeah.
Whatever. So basically, and then all these men are arguing, saying like, no, of course he's already been famous, but they're like saying, no, he
This
was
is a
nobody,
different level.
basically. Exactly. So I'll tell you exactly the impact that she had. So she attended a game, okay, at a specific arena. I don't know the name of the arena or the stadium, sorry. And she attended this game wearing his jersey,
Okay.
okay?
I think that fucks it up.
So I just want to say the first stat is female viewership of the game saw a 63% increase.
Okay.
Okay. Travis's Instagram followers grew 600,000 followers.
What the fuck?
Okay. Travis Kelsey, I don't know how to pronounce the name. His jersey sales increased 400%.
Goddamn.
And his podcast rose to #1 on Apple.
I don't understand this. Because let's say
And then the Kansas City Chiefs team experienced 3 times increase in home game ticket sales. All because she attended
But
the
I wonder
That's
if
what
that's a temporary thing.
It is.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
I mean, if they,
course it is.
the only thing I know about this woman is the fact that she doesn't have stable relationships. That's the only thing I know.
She's been in
That's her
loads of,
source of music.
yeah, like her
Every
songs are
song is a
based on
breakup
that.
song or
Breakup album.
I'm a new relationship song. So
Yeah.
a lot of people say she gets into relationships to find inspiration for her music.
Yeah.
Oh,
But which is I feel like it's a fair trade-off, like for the guy.
no,
It's like,
fair enough. But the only thing I'm
Publicity.
saying about the football part, right,
Yeah.
is the fact that the only thing about saying about the football part is that like, yes, she's bringing a lot of viewership and stuff, but at the same time, none of them are there for that. So yes, the sale goes up, but like for example, think about the people who actually wanted to attend. What if the Kansas Chiefs like go to Super Bowl?
okay.
You know, the Super Bowl is like a main event for football, and like people want to buy the tickets and shit. But because of her fans, now the actual people who are a fan of football don't get to experience it because the fans are used to waiting for hours to pay thousands of dollars for one ticket, and some people are paying for just like 30 seconds of her walking backstage. Now they're paying for just seeing her sitting on a bench
Yeah.
for a
and
couple
you can,
hours.
all these
So-
TikTok videos of the fans in the stadium, by the way, are all these like crowds and crowds of people are not even looking at
the
the
game.
actual game. They're all like turned looking at her, like zooming with their
Yeah, but
phone.
what's your point? I don't understand it. It's a business, right?
It's a
And What the
business.
business wants is the money.
Yeah, but it's about like the people who are actually a fan of football who are not able to actually get to do the experience because like
get
of
there
this
faster.
relationship.
You know?
No,
Like-
fair enough. I'm just saying, like it's just changed.
It's fucked, but,
Like,
like-
think about this: like Messi going to that soccer team in like Florida,
Yeah.
has caused the viewership and
Miami?
the celebrities'
Florida.
attendance go really high, but they're actually being introduced to the sport. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't even give a shit about soccer until like Messi came there, right?
Sorry,
Yeah.
soccer.
No, because we're talking about American football and like, I'm
Sell
giving,
out.
I
giving
know.
differentiation. Okay, guys, like so, or like Cristiano Ronaldo going to Saudi. a lot of people are like gaining a lot of traction, but also is putting a lot of spotlight on Saudi because Saudi is doing so many different the city and all these stuff they're building. This one is still just her. There's no attention being coming to the football and all these stuff.
Yeah,
It's still
but,
just
the difference is that, like the example of Messi and Saudi and all of that, it's what do you call it? It's a rational investments they did for that purpose to bring eyeballs to the game.
Yeah.
But this isn't like a long-term plan by NFL to bring more eyeballs from female audience. It's just some shit that happened, you know?
Okay.
So that like that's the difference between those two examples you gave in that. Is that it's not like NFL did this so then they can convert some percentage of those female audiences into actual football watchers.
Fans, yeah.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think that's the difference. But that's outrageous. I just don't understand. Like, if I support you as an artist, why would I wear your boyfriend's jersey? Like, how?
Shouldn't be.
They want to be her.
Then go fuck another black dude. Like,
He's
He's
black. I don't
he's
think
not.
he's
Yeah,
not?
he's not. No, he's not.
white guy in the NFL? Damn.
There's a lot of white people. I don't know.
In comparison.
No, comparison wise, still like black people don't like the racial wise. It's not a majority minority. I think
I think you're.
it's not like basketball. Like
Well,
now.
the point is that all of this, the impact that she's had, is basically. Personally, I didn't know. Never even knew this guy existed. Like, I didn't even know his name. Nothing. I didn't know he was a 2-time Super Bowl winner, whatever. All this stuff. But now I do because of her. So it's kind of like everyone's saying, like, oh, she put his name out.
I mean,
there,
it's true
you know?
to an extent, I guess, because it's like saying that. What would be a equivalent example?
Because it's everywhere now. It's on Instagram, TikTok. Everyone is talking about this.
Who
now.
has she dated before? Do you know?
A whole
I
lot
can't
of people.
remember.
No, I'm just
Her
saying that.
last
Like,
relationship, she's dated a lot of people, and it relates to like another thing that I'm going to talk about later on. But like, she's
No.
dated
okay, go on.
quite a few people. No, I'm just saying.
No, because I was thinking that like okay, in terms of like the inspiration and everything like that, like a 2-time Super Bowl winner is a big deal. Like you have a big source of income and stuff like that. And for her, obviously, she's like
Damn, she's dated a lot of people. I mean, I don't know most of them, but Harry Styles,
Joe Jonas is one of them.
Jake Gyllenhaal, Joe Jonas, then a whole bunch of people I've
Jake
never heard.
Gyllenhaal. That sounds familiar.
Oh,
Jake Gyllenhaal?
and
You
the
don't know
guy
Jake Gyllenhaal?
Loki.
Loki,
What's his name? The actor in real life.
Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, she dated.
She
him.
dated Tom Hiddleston. Damn, she's ran through people. Calvin Harris, Tom Hiddleston. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of people with a whole bunch of timelines starting from 2008 to
Damn, she's
now.
active.
Yeah.
It's
Well, she's
15
like
years.
29, so
Yeah, that's that means that she's since she was 14, bro.
yeah, people date when they're 14. They date 14-year-olds,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, you know,
No, fair enough.
it's not like she was dating Jake Gyllenhaal when she was 13.
True.
Okay, anyway.
He was a boxer in Southpaw. He was
Thank you.
Mysterio and
Got it.
Okay. All right.
So
Well,
yeah,
that blew my mind. What else you got for us?
You were gonna say something else about
So no. So that was like the one topic that I just thought was crazy. Like, I can't believe that's one person has this much of an impact on like boosting sales and making so much like popularity around
crazy.
something. You know,
has there been anyone like that? Like this is like
this is what I was thinking about though. Is I feel like, have you guys ever seen like throwback clips of Michael Jackson's concerts where you can see like women or like anyone really they're just like
Children.
screaming and like fainting, and just like as soon as he comes out on stage, like
Yeah.
it's an overwhelming
Or
feeling.
with like Elvis.
Or Elvis,
With
yeah.
his-
Like I've
with
never
his
seen
pelvis thrust.
people.
have you seen the
With Queen.
stadiums
Yeah.
like filled with people?
It's
That's
crazy.
insane.
Yeah, but I feel like with all of those, social media wasn't around, so it wasn't like the person they were dating got famous
Yeah.
because of them.
yeah,
Because
that is true.
there was
And
no
Queen,
social.
especially
That's
that
true.
timeline definitely wasn't gonna be famous anymore.
Yeah.
He was.
So
dating.
I can't think of any other example. I guess it would be Kardashians. Anyone they dated got following.
Yeah, but like it's different for her. People are so loyal that they would purchase tickets to a game that they're not even interested in just to be in the same stadium as her.
Yeah.
Wait, the fuck? I mean, that reminded me of something, and I have a question because you're aware of these stuff. You just mentioned Kardashians and like these famous people. Pete Davidson,
Oh my
okay?
God.
Apparently he's dating the actress from
idea.
Oppenheimer. The
No
girl,
way. Oh, that's her.
the girl that
The side chick.
the side chick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So apparently he's dating her. Look, in general, obviously date as many people and everything, but like I actually have seen a lot of this shit on social media and stuff, right? And it's crazy, like, but the thing is that the guy, like, he's not funny.
He's okay.
He was the only one of the very few people who took the low shots at Louis C.K. on his special. You know, like
No, but the thing with him is that he's early on his comedy journey, and he blew up from his dating stuff with like Ariana Grande and everything way before. It's not like he's been in the comedy game for 20 years like other people we see specials from. He's been in the game, I think, less than 10 years.
yeah, Matt Rife has been in the game for like so much less. He's so much.
Matt
funny.
Rife has been a comedian for like 15 years. He was a
What?
Wild and Out. Like, he's been a comedian for a long time.
Matt Rife
Feels like you
is
just
our age.
started.
He started very young and he has a lot of experience. But the thing with on a traditional route for comedians, for people who don't know, usually it takes them like 10 to 12 years before they develop their own style.
Yeah.
And they, what's his name? Pete Davidson, when he started putting out his specials, it was relatively early on his career. It just got a lot of attention because of everything outside of comedy. So his stand-up wasn't at the level that you're used to.
Yeah, but he was on SNL, being casted on SNL, but he was running on SNL for a while, actually, a good amount of years.
Yeah.
Being on SNL itself is a big deal.
Not anymore.
No.
No, it hasn't been for like 20 years.
No, you can't
No,
say that.
as a comedian, it's not as big of a deal as you think it was. It's not, because a lot of people that host like the Tonight shows, or like Seth Meyers that hosted, I forgot the name of his show, they are from SNL and they were great in sketches and they're funny on the show that they have
Adam
writers for.
Sandler.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily translate to stand-up comedy.
I don't know, man. I just feel like he's not that early, in my opinion. But at the same time, like, I don't get it, because to be honest, it could be biased as well, because he took that shot at Louis C.K. I thought that was like one of the cheapest moves I could see. Like, because there was even mentioned among comedians that we follow majorly, is that like, yeah, when you take shots of that, it's a cheap shot to make. And when you do that, you kind of lose respect. And I actually really sided with it. Like, that really resonated with me. That like that is a very cheap shot.
Speaking of comedians, I don't know if I want to see if this has hit your TikTok
Mm-hmm.
thing. Have you heard the stuff with Russell Brand?
Yeah.
What was your take on it? Obviously, we
I
talked
don't
on
know
last
the
episode.
story. I've just seen like some stuff's been going on, but I don't
okay.
really know the
Never
story.
mind then. It's some sexual assault cases against him, but there's like weird stuff around it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I haven't really looked into it. Honestly,
Okay.
I'm not interested.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
I'm interested in the people that I know.
We'll see.
Okay, so tell us more. Sorry,
So-
we sidetracked for a minute.
No, it's fine. But obviously, we all know Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner, Sansa Stark, Game of Thrones.
right.
Right. Wow.
Obviously, we all know. Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, so she
Wait, Joe Jonas was in Jonas Brothers.
Jonas Brothers,
One of them is married to the Indian woman.
Priyanka Chopra.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I know who you're
So
talking
That's
he's-
Nick Jonas.
That's Nick Jonas.
One of them.
Joe Jonas married Sophie Turner, I think, 4 years ago, if I'm not wrong.
Don't look at us to
Yeah,
validate,
yeah,
by the way.
2018, sorry. So
Okay.
5 years. Okay.
Right.
So, and they have 2 kids together. And everyone loves this couple. Like, they thought they were so great together, all this stuff. Out of nowhere, okay, they obviously the Jonas Brothers are on tour. And
They still make music?
I think they tour with the old
like
music.
they also like they're singles, like as people, like as in Nick Jonas's songs and stuff. Like they sing that.
Oh, I
on tour.
didn't know they still make
I
music.
don't know. I really don't know. Anyway, I'll totally attend that concert. Just saying, like my childhood.
I know.
Anyway, so basically, out of nowhere, at least to me, out of nowhere, it came out that these rumors came out, like no official statements, but these rumors came out that Joe Jonas was hiring divorce lawyers, and this whole story was like just for days in like the media, where like everyone was suspicious, like what's going on, like are they actually getting a divorce, like what's happening, and all this stuff, and there was certain. So I basically am a huge as I was following the story, I came across, so I follow certain people that talk about like celebrity gossip. And this, I can't remember the name of who I was following, but she basically was talking about this other woman on TikTok called Molly McPherson. Okay, if I'm not wrong, she's like a PR crisis communication. She works in crisis communication management, strategy around like PR crisis and stuff like that with celebrities. So she has a lot of experience when it comes to this stuff. So she was like analyzing what was going on in like the media, and certain things that were like rumors are actually like stuff that were planted in the media.
I feel like the only time crisis could be justified to be used as a title should be if you're working at the White House. Not when you're working for
No,
but
actually,
it's
there's
like
a
a
lot of them
brand
for celebrities.
crisis.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I'm saying
There was a whole
obviously.
show built around it. Something Donovan. You've
Ray
ever seen-
Donovan?
Ray Donovan, yeah. He was it was that. Anyway, sorry.
Well, no, yeah, I don't know what that was, but it's like a crisis for their brand as like
Yeah, fair enough.
celebrity, you
So
know?
is there any like news
So-
on like why it
yeah. So basically, then like after all these different rumors that came out, so there was all this stuff that was planted in the media about like him going to breakfast with his kids, and like all these rumors came out that apparently they had been separated since December, and that he had been basically taking care of his kids while he was on tour, and she was basically back in wherever in the States or in the UK partying all the time. And they framed, before any official statement came out, they framed her as like this person who just loves to party so much, and he likes to stay at home. He's taking care of his kids. Like he's being like the responsible one, and she's like the crazy one. He just had to like get out of the relationship basically.
okay?
And
the way you're saying frame, I feel like it's not. So
so
twist coming.
no, but like so then official statements came out from both of them. They posted on Instagram saying blah blah blah, like we've come to the decision together, la la.
The
like, all this
lawyer,
stuff. Typical,
the typical
like,
lawyer
typical
statement.
like we came to this decision together. Please respect our privacy. All this stuff. And then this woman Molly McPherson was talking about how, like, how basically his PR team is coming out and planting all these different stories at specific times, to basically frame her as like the bad one, as like the villain in the whole story. And he like. All these different analysts came out saying basically that the person who speaks up the most is the person who's usually the problem in the whole situation.
I mean, look at the Johnny Depp situation.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Like,
that's what I
well,
was thinking too.
she basically has stayed silent this whole time. Like, she hasn't said anything. There's been no rumors that have come out about
No
him.
pictures in the club, nothing.
Nothing. Like, there's people
No, about
have-
her. Of her.
No, nothing. These pictures circulated on the media of her like partying somewhere, but it was basically this like after party after they wrapped up a shoot, and she was out with like a bunch of cast members. It was like a 10-second clip of her like just out in a pub somewhere, and they took that and just blew it up over social media and said like this is the kind of person that she is and blah blah blah. And he's like going out to breakfast with his kids on tour, and she's like going out and doing this when like the clip was from years ago.
Oh, shit.
You know, so they basically came out saying that he's the person who, like, his PR team has basically been planting all these things in the media to make her look bad, and she's been silent this whole time. Her PR team has not come out with anything, hasn't twisted any stories, nothing. And
Either
it's just
she has an
crazy.
ace up her sleeve, and she's like, I'm gonna keep this and then
No.
like fuck you up, or
No.
it's actually true.
I think it's true because there's.
She's pretty young, right? She was on Game of Thrones a couple of years ago. She was like barely 21.
I think she's I think there's a big age difference between them. Like I think she's only 25,
I got it.
26.
Yeah,
I
it
could
makes
be wrong,
sense. She's
though.
going through her partying shit.
So
I
But
didn't
she's
know-
not. Like, this is the crazy thing is all the fans believed
27.
27.
she was 27, our age.
Okay.
You know, she like all these people believed what was in the media at the beginning, saying like, oh, she's like this party irresponsible woman. Like I knew it, and she's young, and of course, and blah blah. Blah. And then too much, like Joe Jonas's PR team did too much in the media, and it got to the point where people were like, that's weird. Like
It's like the alien stuff happening.
Joe Jonas 34. I don't know, sorry.
like as in it's just way too weird that like how much stuff he's putting in the media that people actually started to flip on Joe Jonas and say you're the villain. Actually, she's staying quiet and being classy and doing all these things, and you're coming out saying all this stuff.
I wonder what the backstory is. If he has like a
I have
chick
no
on the
idea.
side, or
He
like,
did plant
Oh my
one-
god, I thought you knew. Like, this is such a build up.
no, nobody knows anything, but he planted like one of the things his PR team put in the media was like just after the divorce statement came out, there was a rumor that came out that apparently he had heard something or saw something on the Ring camera that they have at home that was basically the last straw, and that was the decision. That was like the
Can't wait
trigger,
for the documentary to come out.
right?
Wait,
Yeah.
hold up. But like, why are people flipping on him? Maybe his PR team. I'm not. Maybe I'm already falling for this shit, but like, there could be the other side where it could be that like, okay, his PR team is actually like started putting the work because he knew that he's gonna divorce her, but obviously
Yeah, it was
both-
weird. There's like if she's going like clubbing and shit, there's no pictures of paparazzi and like nothing.
No, maybe she's partying like private partying. You
No,
never
but you
know,
can't.
like-
If you've been following the media for a while, slowly, like at the beginning, you'll say, okay, it makes sense. Like you're seeing pictures of him doing like fatherly stuff, of being in a good light, and you're not hearing anything from her. And she's back in the UK with all her friends. She's young as well. He's older. Like just so many things. And then, but slowly, you start to say, gosh, all these things are coming out about her being a bad person, and nothing is coming out. So it's obviously like a PR thing.
No, I was
from
saying
his
like
side.
maybe the PR thing is happening for when
but
it comes
why
to the
attack
custody.
someone? But why attack someone?
When it comes to the custody.
Yeah, but
He's the guy who is on tour. She's a celebrity who acts, but a tour is much more demanding in terms of like the time restriction that applies to a person and all these
yeah,
stuff.
but it doesn't mean that her kids haven't been with her at any point. It's just a
It's
couple
like-
of pictures in
I
the
think,
media.
Yeah, I think you need a lot stronger case than like a couple of Instagram pictures.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Also, leveraging your kids for if that's what he's going for, like
wait, I'm not saying that it's showing that she's a like the kids are not with her and stuff like that. I'm saying that it showed like when it comes to the custody, person has to win the custody of the kids, right? So they'll be like, okay, like he'll be more present, so he'll get the majority custody of the children. That's it. Not like
He's not more present. He's on tour. How's that more present? He's going
apparently
around
he
the
has
country.
time for them to have breakfast with them.
No, see, that's what I mean.
No.
No, but they apparently there was a temporary custody awarded for the kids to stay in a specific state that where she lives.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
well.
Fair enough.
like it doesn't just because you're choosing to go on tour, you're choosing to not have less
I want
time.
like
You're choosing to make money.
You're choosing to have less time for your kids.
That's what make money is.
You can make money in any other way.
Or you
I'm
can
pretty
say,
sure he's rich enough.
or you can say my wife hasn't been working since Game of Thrones and she's not pulling her weight. Like,
Whatever.
so I have to work. on
And
it.
also, as a
have
celebrity,
to.
their lifestyle is not like, oh, I have $1 million. I'm happy with $1 million. No, honey, we're about to buy a house that's $5 million.
We're broke.
Or you can say she keeps partying. I need to pay for a coke and shit. Like,
Yeah.
so
Oh
like,
my god.
you know.
Put that shit on Instagram if you.
You know what? I missed like the old school celebrity stories that like they killed someone or like
What?
you know like Charles Manson stuff. Like I feel like it was more juicier than like
really
It
way heavy on
is.
Charles Manson, man.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
about OJ? Like,
oh yeah OJ like
OJ,
OJ was
man.
juicier back in the
What's
day.
up, Twitter world? Let me tell you about.
I think we
Oh
need
my-
like less security cameras in areas populated by like celebrities.
Bro, by the way, we're gonna go back to the killing thing. Because I was gonna
No,
say,
but
can I say something?
Yeah.
Apparently, there's no way someone can. Not no, this is not a challenge, but like there's such a low chance for someone to become a serial killer now, because when AI gets introduced to CCTV monitoring,
Yeah.
the facial recognition,
Yeah,
the
it's too
movement, and
advanced.
everything that's gonna go into it, like the trends that a serial killer would, their personality would give,
Yeah.
will be recognized like this. So, unless you're in like
Like
butt
not in-
fuck middle of
nowhere.
fucking nowhere, like yeah, but other than that, if you're exposed to like cameras that like can monitor a movement, done. AI will do this.
But it surprises me that certain cases like still have a lack of like evidence and all this stuff given all the technology that we have.
We're-
I think
we're
it's
actually-
not just evidence, right? Yeah. What is it usually? They say evidence, motive, and there's a third thing they look for. And if one is missing, the case is incomplete. So it's not.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like if they think that you potentially killed your wife, and let's say like, okay, this is very hypothetical, right? One of you kills the other person. But obviously, your DNA is going to be in your own home everywhere. So they can't use that to justify that, like, oh, you broke into his house, you know? So
are we
they're
talking about?
just an example that like
Don't worry.
it's just like one aspect of it is not enough. Like they need to have multiple
I get what you,
things.
they probably have like core things.
Yeah,
that need
or
to be
like you
ticked
can
off.
have like DNA samples from 20 years ago, but you don't have anyone to connect that DNA to because
Yeah.
back in the day, till your sister goes and does one of those 23andMe and they're like, oh, this DNA is 50% match, so it must have been her sister.
But I
Or
mean,
like shit like that.
all this stuff, by the way, there's a whole section of TikTok that's purely focused on like crime stories, like stuff that comes out around crime, murders, like all this.
I mean,
all
did
this
you
stuff.
see that? I mean, this was a really bad docu-series. I really didn't enjoy it. Don't Fuck with Cats.
No, so random.
So this guy, I don't remember any of the detail. I watched this a really long time ago, but this guy basically would go on Facebook and increasingly post more violent videos on Facebook saying, so he started posting videos fucking with cats and shit, like putting them in a bag and vacuum sealing it and killing the kitten in the bag.
Okay.
And it was very graphic. No, honestly, like as much as I don't like cats, like this was very like,
Too much.
yeah, like
Unnecessary.
electrocuting kittens and shit. Like it was very dark. And his own thing, his thing was that he would post it on different Facebook groups that like support kittens and shit. And people started like trying to track down where he lives based on the videos and all of that. And they actually had a solid guess on where he lives. They sent it to the police to that area. The police in that area ignored it till they found a body in a building with like the torso torn off the head.
Oh
and, like,
my God.
So he actually like upgraded. And then
Oh my
when they
God.
went back, found the guy, put it together that this is the same guy as this Facebook group from like different countries. People actually figured out where he lived. Like they connected that, okay, this guy is that guy and we could have prevented this.
Damn.
Yeah, so there's a lot of like shit like that with like social media, which was insane that like just based on Facebook posts, people got so invested because this guy was truly evil. Like the shit, like you want to kill another person, whatever, but like doing this to like kittens and like
Yeah,
puppies
doesn't
and shit,
make
that's like a different level of evil.
Yeah.
But like people actually
Yeah.
figured it out from social media, just
Yeah.
the police didn't listen to
What's
them.
that YouTube channel called? The group of people that like they have like this specialized equipment where they can search bodies of water, and they end up finding people who have been missing for like years and years and years, and they end up finding like what happened to them.
I don't know about the body one. I know the ones that they go surfing, like they found bombs in rivers and shit. Like
I
don't think we're talking about the same thing.
What are they called? Do
I
you
don't
know?
know.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, there's this group of people who have like really specialized equipment where they have like surveillance stuff, like things that can search really large masses of bodies of water and things like that. And they've done so much work, and it's amazing. Like the stuff they do, they found people who've been like missing for years, like cold cases basically, where people suddenly fell off the face of the earth, and they end up finding out what happened to them. Either they like their car ran off the road and they drowned and nobody knew what happened, or their body like was dumped in the water, whatever. Like they end up finding
it.
all of these things, and it's crazy because they're like actively doing all of this stuff. Like nobody's saying you should do this, you should do that. They like actively go look for this kind of stuff.
Oh, it gets a lot of YouTube views, so the monetary
It's crazy, but it's amazing. Like
I
the
was
stuff that they
just
do.
before you guys came. I mean, I haven't watched a lot of this, but do they call those like people that can like talk to the like mediums or medians or something?
Oh, mediums, yeah.
Yeah. So there's this guy that was on a podcast.
What?
I know it sounds
No,
very.
I don't know what that is.
It's like they can
Oh.
communicate with the dead, basically.
Like they're a medium between the living
Right.
and the dead.
That's what was my reaction. But this guy is actually being used by FBI in certain cases, and there's proof of it.
Like the
Come
mentalist.
on. Like I
The
can't-
show The Mentalist, the guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but this
I
guy
feel
doesn't
like-
have a show, doesn't get money from anyone. He just was on this podcast
Yeah, but
because of
that's
this case
weird.
that came on. Yeah, and I haven't obviously I don't believe in this kind of shit but like he was explaining
I
how
want to watch that.
the
episode,
FBI
though.
case he's involved in, which was about I forgot the whole
Can
story.
he talk about that stuff?
Can I talk about
No,
it?
can he talk about that stuff?
He wasn't giving details on the case. He was talking about where he helps in
Oh, I
certain
see.
matters.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't usually
I
believe
don't
in this
know.
kind of shit. But like,
It is
I feel like FBI, if FBI is using you, like,
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know. There's just I don't know.
I mean, I'm not. By the way, I'm not like saying no. There's no such thing as ghosts and shit like that,
Yeah.
right? But I feel like every time a person has claimed to be of the ability, has turned out to be a cuckoo. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
I
it's
don't know.
not.
Not
My
even a cuckoo,
like
a huckster that wants to like make money.
you guys, but like for like on that topic, there is someone who my mom, you know, like when moms are like, oh, I saw something on WhatsApp or TikTok, and I'm
Oh
just
yeah,
like,
the
oh my
WhatsApp
God.
group news. Like,
No, but she, like-
it's worse than Fox News.
I
like,
know. She was talking about this specific person who she follows and has been following for a while, who basically like predicts what's gonna happen, like major events that are gonna happen. And apparently this woman has predicted like almost every big news that is like every disaster, single thing that has happened, like earthquakes, random things that, like, for example, when the earthquake happened in Morocco, like the devastating one that was huge and like killed so many people, she predicted that.
Okay, then
Isn't
I
that
have
crazy?
no. Then I have a question. How often is she right and how often is she wrong? Because
I don't know.
earthquakes happen. I said
Yes,
it right.
but she predicted like the devastating.
Earthquakes happen
Extent.
extremely often.
Yeah, but that's the first time it's happened to that extent in Morocco.
So she says it's gonna happen in Morocco.
So she says it's gonna happen in Morocco. It's gonna kill so many people. It's gonna be devastating. It's gonna be blah blah blah.
I had experience with one of these. And I don't believe, I still to this day, I don't understand how this happened, if it was coincidence or what. I don't believe in like people who predict shit in general. But right when we finished high school, we applied for university and everything. My mother did one of these readings with one of these people. I don't know what you call them. And she told her that like in 2 months, you're going to be in a car ride. She didn't know I existed. She didn't know nothing about my mom, didn't tell her anything. That you're gonna get some. She said you're gonna be abroad. You're gonna be in a car ride, and you're gonna hear some great news that's gonna bring you joy. 2 months later, we're in Turkey. I'm sitting in the back of the car. I get the acceptance email to my university, and I tell my mom, and she starts crying.
Goosebumps.
I don't know how they could have tricked us into this. They could have asked friends for like, oh, does she have a son that's going to university?
come
But
on.
like,
I mean,
I don't. We didn't even have a travel plan, so
listen.
I don't know how that's fucking possible.
Listen, as much as like I'm not like with this whole thing and all
Yeah.
that. Okay, first of all, I can be like, oh, I predict because like 2 days before, I'm like, what is Queen Elizabeth gonna die? She died 2 days later.
Oh my God, yeah,
And then I
but-
was like, is her husband gonna die? And the day after, he died. So like every time I've said this,
They should
but,
arrest
like,
you.
my mom also does the whole, because you know Middle Eastern, they do the whole coffee like and no, but she said that like, for example, she called out that my friend's dad is gonna pass away and this is exactly how it's gonna happen. Exactly that happened. She said like, oh, this is gonna happen. They were waiting on like something about the job. She was like, you're gonna get it at this stage and everything, and they got it like that. She does these stuff, but I tell her, it could be coincidence, like the dad was old and everything, but at the same time, now a lot of her friends like really believe in her because she calls out other details of it that like, by the way, just saying, they were in different countries. I think I should mention like these
Oh my God.
these mentioned these.
Well, I was actually watching a podcast with your favorite guy. What's his name? Graham Hancock.
Yeah.
He was on Flagrant, and he was talking.
Why was he on Flagrant?
I don't know, but he was talking about a psychedelic experience he had, that they went to like a shaman, him, his wife, and a group of other people he didn't know, and I think they took psilocybin, and he was explaining how when you take that, you're like, we're always on guard. These are his words. I'm not saying I believe in them, I'm just saying what I heard. That like we're always on guard in terms of like people around us and everything, but when you take that drug, it lowers your guard in order to access your emotions, whatever. He was saying in the group they were in, there was another guy that was basically, he called himself like this afterwards when the guy got caught. He called himself like a underground shaman, which what he would do is come to psychedelic like trips and like take certain energies from people, which sounds fucking cuckoo crazy to me, like crazy shit. But Graham Hancock is like he's a scientist,
He's a journalist.
yeah, journalist, whatever. And he was saying that his wife is 73, his age, but she looks a lot younger. And right before the ceremony, the guy asked the wife, "Oh, how old are you?" She says it. He's like, "Wow, how are you so young?" grabs her shoulder and blows in her face. He says that from that day till now, his wife every once in a while gets shingles exactly where the guy
Stop.
pressed his arm on her shoulders. And he was saying when we were tripping, we could feel him trying to access our brain.
Get out. I can't. I can't.
Which he was saying that I understand it sounds crazy until you're in that situation or until you've tried this drug.
Something on my shoulder.
Well, it's not like a ghost thing. Like, but I mean, if that's possible, or they were citing this, I mean, it's completely like hearsay, but they were saying this. There was this study on, they were doing like a group study on use of high dose of ketamine. I think
Not get. Are you talking about
the
the?
dog one.
No, okay. Good.
I think it was high dose of ketamine that the scientist is observing the people who are on high doses. He randomly starts thinking about his dog, or did I leave my dog in the house? Did I lock the door? And then at the same time, a person that was in the room, like a part of the study, says that I don't know why I'm randomly thinking about this dog and if it's in the house with the door locked or not.
Our minds are connected. I'm getting goosebumps from it, but our minds are connected, and I believe in this because they're doing the study. 100%. You've heard about the
DMT.
Yeah. So they're doing a study of DMT that because if you were to take DMT, the experience is 10 to 15 minutes long only. And it's a very intense, all of a sudden kind of experience.
Mind blowing.
Like mind-blowing shapes, objects, sounds, all these stuff. But so what they're doing a drips of DMT release. Like it's a study. It's not like just in the middle of Amazon jungle. They're just doing that. So the DMT drip that's continuously going and everything, it now lets people to have a prolonged experience, to be present in that trip, let's say, and it's showing that they're actually in a location where they're starting mapping out, and they're all in the same location. So they're mapping out the same, like as in.
So
like
imagine you and I both take DMT and have experiences,
Okay.
and we're like, whatever, it's based on how our brain functions, whatever. But now they're managed to make it prolonged for hours, and it's not so high dose, so people can explore whatever world there is. And once they start describing it, they're all describing the same place that different people are going to.
And now they're mapping it. And
So it
everything's-
could be access to, I mean, depending on your
conscious-
beliefs, or it could be a different dimension. It could be afterlife. It could be, it depends on like what you want to believe in or how you want to describe it. But
It's crazy.
yeah. All right. Should we end the episode here?
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Nat, so much for coming again.
Anytime.
And all the information.
Yeah.
like,
Anytime.
for carrying out this
I
podcast.
can't wait to go to Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching this episode of podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like our content, and check out our social media channels. We will see you next Sunday.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.